still learning. They need the license. But we know PMP have them license. Ishmael, we have one license, Ishmael. We can drive any vehicle. Hey, show them say have we have the experience. The PMP have the experience. We know how disaster management work. But guess what, ladies and gentlemen, we have a lot more to talk about. As a matter of fact, let's touch on the PMP's conference versus the government press conference. We didn't really flesh out that. We want to make a comparison. Yes, we want to make a comparison. Ladies and gentlemen, today was the second PMP's conference, right? The first one was some time ago. The second one was today. And I listened to most of it, primarily the speech of the opposition leader. And it is very clear that it's a facade of progress that we're seeing. If you only hear one side of the story, Ishmael, you'd think that the JLP-led government is doing a superb job. If you didn't hear, right, the side of the opposition, you would think that the government is doing an awesome job and that most people get house already. The way this government go on, you think that the people at all.
Is that everything gone back to normal?
Everything gone back to normal. So today, the MPs, we heard from the opposition spokesperson on health, Dr. Alfred Dawes. He spoke. Some of the MPs, and of course, GenSec, Dr. Campbell, Dayton Campbell, and Mr. Mark Golin, all gave their own experiences as it relates to the entire situation. I'm sure later on we'll show you a clip.
Just before that, though, we have a guest in studio that we must give credence to, because this particular person, he's a guru in finance.
Yes.
And the economy. And today we had the director. Correct me if I'm wrong, the director of PIOJ. We had the director of PIOJ speaking in relation to the economy and the decline or lack thereof in Jamaica.
Yes.
So I decided that it's not me. PDTV decided that let us dissect that a little. Perry, Jamaican diaspora. PIOJ says economy declined by 13% in December 2025 quarter. So in just the last quarter, they're suggesting that 13% decline has happened. So let us, because I'm not a finance guru, and I'm sure you're not a finance guru.
Not at all.
Let's have the professor dissect it for us. Sir Haughton.
Hey guys, night. What's up? Blessings. How are we tonight?
How you do?
Blessings.
Good evening.
Yeah, man, I'm okay now. We just completed a forum at the university that we had on productivity and climate resilient infrastructure, as well as fiscal sustainability after Hurricane Melissa. So it was very good. We had a good energy there and so on, and there was a lot of interesting revelations, but one of them, which is that of which you spoke, that the country's economy would have declined by 13% for the third quarter of the year. Remember, there are 4 quarters, and the last quarter finishes at March, because the fiscal year begins in April. So what we recognize is that the hurricane itself will cost us between 40 and 50%, 40 and 45% of GDP. That's between 8 and 10 billion US dollars. I myself projected the damages that we would have incurred using Hurricane Gilbert as a marker. That was prior to Melissa hitting us. One day before Melissa hitting us, I did some research and looked at the Gilbert numbers and prorated them, given inflation, the exchange rate, and interest rate. And what I got was that it would cost us a minimum of 4 billion US dollars and a maximum of 12 billion US dollars. 12 minus 4 is 8. So the median range of my prediction was 8 billion, and it was spot on with the IMF's prediction. They got 8.8 billion. So we're doing our own estimates, and our own estimates are turning out to be accurate. What we're seeing as well is that the catastrophic bond is not enough to cover the hurricane damages. The catastrophic bond was about 150 million US dollars, less than 3% of what we need for the cat bond. That plus what we're getting from the Caribbean community or the Caribbean Relief Fund add up to about 250 million, and it's less than 3% of what we need. The debt to GDP ratio, because the government will have to borrow anywhere between 2 and 3 billion US dollars, and as a result, the debt to GDP ratio is going to increase from its current value of 77% of GDP to probably about 95 to 100% of GDP. And in that case, our fiscal sustainability will come into question. And as a result, we have to look at how we're going to re-engineer the macroeconomy going forward. Because what we have noticed is that Melissa has provided us with a reasonable slate upon which to build. And as a result, we should not see the rebuilding as a cost. We should see the rebuilding as an investment. That is very important. Don't look at it as a cost to us. Look at it as an investment in the future where we get value for money, where climate resilient infrastructure is concerned, and how we approach our productivity.
Dr. Haughton, Prof, we not even know if we call it if a prof or a doctor.
Oh no, the doctor is out the door. Doctor Haughton, no more.
The doctor don't read. All right.
Prof, you mean Ishmael, get it right, man. Professor Haughton in the building, yes.
Yes, Prof. Most of the jargons that you'd use, we're not really used to them. So explain to us, especially GDP. What does it really mean? You know?
Sorry.
Yeah, man,
about
explain
that.
to us. So we don't really understand.
This
is a classroom.
Yeah, GDP is what we call gross domestic product, as its name suggests, domestic. It's the amount of goods and services produced in a country over a particular period of time, namely a year.
I wonder if Prof all right. Prof probably jump off or the internet went out.
He's driving just when the interview is about to get a little bit interesting so that all of us can actually understand what he's saying. But
well, if needs be, we might have him on back for probably like 5 more minutes. But yeah, basically you heard the confirmations though, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, he's back. He's back.
Okay, awesome.
We had a break a while ago. Yeah, man, as I was saying, gross domestic product, as its name suggests, it's domestic. So it's all the goods and services produced in a particular country in a particular period of time. So take Jamaica, for example. The gross domestic product measures all the goods and services produced in Jamaica in a given period of time. So look at that a year. We normally use a year. So when you add up everything that's produced in construction, manufacturing, mining, agriculture, technology, finance, education, healthcare, everything that we produce domestically, irrespective of who produces it. Meaning, it doesn't matter if it's produced by black, white, Chinese, or Indian, as long as it's produced in Jamaica, then it's a calculated part of our gross domestic product.
All right. My only question for you, Mr. Haughton. First of all, thank you for confirming that this is the reality of Jamaica. What are some of the steps that you would encourage the government apparatus to tap into to ensure that we can rebuild or bounce back? What would be your recommendation?
Yeah, the first thing is to ensure that the monies that we are going to borrow is spent productively. So we have to look at how we spend. That's very important. It can't just be like we're spending, we're getting money to spend inefficiently as we have always done. We have to now begin to spend prudent, and that means that we are looking at resilience, climate resilient infrastructure, as well as
Mm-hmm.
the idea is that we want to make electricity resilient, we want to make water resilient, we want to make telecommunications resilient. And this
Mm-hmm.
is how we are going to move forward collectively as a country. We can't just think that we are just going to get the money and we're going to just look at contracts and spend willy-nilly or haphazardly as we have been doing.
All right. Well, that was my
So
only question. So Ishmael, go ahead with yours.
my question to you is in relation to our industries that has been practically decimated. What do you suggest in terms of not just spend, but in terms of segmentation of the resources?
Yeah,
In
man.
terms of
All right.
in
When
relation
you
to
look at it,
building back.
yeah, when I look at it, the most impacted industries are agriculture and tourism, right? And we
Yes.
always said that Jamaica is a small island developing state. We need to diversify our industry offering and do not rely on tourism alone, mainly and agriculture for employment. And
Mm.
we still hold the same sentiments. We
Mm-hmm.
believe that no more than ever we have to take this thing serious and we have to start looking at diversifying into more technology offerings, looking at the globe and what Jamaica provides to the globe, our music, our culture, sports,
Mm.
and obviously goods that are expensive that we can produce. And so we can't take the same approach. And as I said
Oh no. Dropping our next potholes.
before, we have to now begin to we have to build a 22nd century Jamaica in this 21st century world and leapfrog the rhetoric without whatever wholesale money the government is going to spend. So we have to take a futuristic mindset to our infrastructure development and our approach to industry development.
Mm. All right. Thank you so very
I
much.
can understand.
Yeah, man, definitely, guys. Have a wonderful afternoon and blessings to the
Appreciate it.
listeners as well. Another day when I have more time, I'll come back, okay?
All right. Blessings, blessings,
All
blessings.
right. Blessings, everyone.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen,
Thank
basically,
you so much, Sir
from
Haughton.
an overall point of view, what the professor is saying tonight is that the recommendation as a reputable economist is to ensure that the government, right, spends responsibly and not drain the resources, especially in a time like this, and to not only look at Melissa as a cost, but an opportunity to invest and to even propel the economy forward, Ishmael. That's one of the things that I took away from what he said. And many persons are looking at Melissa. Yes, it's devastating. Of course, we can never, ever play light of that. However, with visionary leadership, Ishmael, we should be able to bounce back stronger than before and build back better than before. So it's possible. It's possible.
And a part of that is having a strong and robust opposition.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Let me repeat that. A strong and robust opposition is absolutely important in building back stronger. Why? Because it keeps the government true.
Mm-hmm.
So this rhetoric about you don't need an opposition or advocates are making too much noise.
Mm-hmm.
I pray that you understand what you're truly saying, because as per what the professor was saying, in order for us to build back stronger and think futuristically, we have to be able to take these criticisms not just from advocates and civil society, but from the actual people that are elected in parliament in front of you, because it's not just all about politics.